All right, so good evening and welcome to our Thursday live. So sorry for starting late. Had issues with light and connection. All right, so if you can see me, can you hear me? All right, so if you can see me, can you hear me? Please let me know. You are welcome. Good evening. You are welcome. Please, if you can see me and hear me, let me know in the comment section. Okay. So there were issues with the light and the network. All right. So, but we are live and we're going to be starting right away. All right. So you are welcome. If you join in, please let me know that you can see me and you can hear me. Okay. So you are welcome, Chidima. You are welcome, Rookie. You are welcome to our session tonight. So please let me know. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me and hear me, please? Let me see you in the comment section. All right, amazing. So welcome to today's session. So if you're just meeting me for the first time, I am Boma Obuforibo. I am the founder of the Positive Parenting Academy. It's an online academy that helps parents to overcome the challenges that come with parenting using practical and relatable strategies. Okay, so part of what the academy does is that we run an online parenting community, which is the Positive Parent Circle. It's an annual online community that supports parents all through the year. Okay, so we guide you, we give you practical things that you can use for your children as they grow from one stage to the other. You're in a community with other parents where you can get support, accountability, and get solutions tailored to your own family dynamics. Okay, so registration is ongoing for that Positive Parent Circle. The next cohort starts in November. Okay, so but beyond that, we have sessions like this where we help parents, with practical things that they can do in their journey. The academy also runs courses through the year that you can take advantage of. So we just recently finished the Yelcom challenge, and that challenge really helped a lot of parents. I know that in this part of the world, we tend to yell a lot. We shout because our children are not doing one thing or the other. You know, we shout because they don't tend to follow instructions. So many reasons. So we're doing a challenge where we're helping parents to yell less and connect more. And we shared a lot of insightful things in that course. Other courses that the academy offers is healing your inner child. So a lot of us, based on our experiences from childhood, we are, using that same experience on our children. And if we don't bring awareness to these things, okay, we would realize that the same patterns will continue to perpetrate until we bring self-awareness and then we change those paradigms. So healing your inner child comes up in June. You want to look out for that course as well. And then finally, we also have a course in September, boosting your child's learning performance. So I know a lot of parents want our children to do well, to excel, but we tend to focus on their grades, whereas the focus should be on boosting their performance through brain-friendly strategies. So that course is going to uncover so many tools that you can use to help your children be their best. All right. So if you want to be part of the community, please reach out to me after this session. Okay. So today we're talking about 3 underutilized strategies. Okay, that most parents are not using when it comes to their children. So now we are in the holiday season. Okay, a lot of parents are overwhelmed. They are thinking, what am I going to be doing? How am I going to engage my children? Most of you have already signed up to take them somewhere, where you can engage them again. So, but I'm going to be sharing with you three very powerful strategies, okay, that is going to be a game changer for you in your parenting journey. All right. And whenever I come live like this and share, I love to use acronyms so that it can stick. Okay. Because we tend to hear a lot of things. And one of the ways I want to help you to be able to remember some of these things is by using acronyms so that it will stick. So I'm using the acronym 3C's. Okay. So what I'm going to be sharing, the three strategies are 3C's. So they all start with the letter C. If you can see me and hear me, let me hear you in the comment section. 3C's I'm going to be sharing. The 3C's are the strategies that are underutilized by parents. Powerful tools that can be a game changer for you in your parenting journey. Okay? So if you are hearing me on this call, let me know where you are joining this live session from. Okay? So let me know, where are you joining this live session from? I am streaming live from Abuja, Nigeria. All right. Okay. So the first C I'm going to be talking about is connection. Okay. The first C I'm going to be talking about is connection. So in this Yelcom challenge we just concluded, okay, I talked about the Yelcom. It means yell less, connect more. So in that challenge, okay, apart from the things that I shared with the parents, I also gave them practical connection tools they were able to use, right, to bond more with our children. So it's easy for us to get carried away with everyday to day activities. All right. All right. So Amaka, okay, Amaka is joining from Lagos, Nigeria. All right. So you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. So if you've ever read that book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it talks about the quadrant 2 activities. Okay. Those quadrant 2 activities, they are not staring you in the face, right? The quadrant 2 activities are not staring you in the face because they are not the things that are urgent, things that you need to attend to, things that are saying, oh, look at me, okay? And they are the important things. So those quadrant 2 activities are important, but they are not urgent. So we tend to not do them, okay? And that is what you today. If I asked you today, how much time did you spend with your children? Can you actually quantify the number of hours you spend today with your children? Right? So that is connection. We may tend to say, oh, I came back. And when the parents get into the, please let me know if you can still hear me. So when the parents get into the positive parent circle, we help you to priority management. We help you to understand time and priority management. All right. Because when you keep saying, I don't have time, I don't have time, it is a language we all have we all have 24 hours in a day. So when I talk about connection, a lot of times parents don't understand that that is a powerful tool. All right. That is because how are children wired? Children are wired for connection. Okay. So, for instance, if a child is having a bad day, they won't tell you that something happened. Instead, what they will say is, Mommy, can you play with me? Mommy, come and check this thing I'm doing. Mommy, can you see what I'm doing? Okay. Mommy, come and sit down with me. All right. So we help parents to understand that connection is the bedrock. All right. All the things that you worry about that you are struggling with, that you probably think, oh, your child is not listening, your child is not doing this, connection is key. And that is one strategy that I see a lot of parents are not utilizing. All right. So if you want to get the best out of your parenting journey, your relationship with your children, you have to work on your connection. And when we talk about connection, it's just about having a bond. Okay? It's just about having a bond. How are you relating with your child? And in the Positive Parent Circle this month, we are focusing on our unique children. So when we talk about connection, you need to be strategic. Okay, the way you connect with one child is not the same way you will connect with another. And for you to be able to do that, you must understand who your child is. Okay, you must understand the uniqueness of your child. So in the Positive Parent Circle this month, we are looking at our unique children. So the way you connect with one child is different from the way you connect with the other. That is the best way to make the most of this strategy. And it is not about spending so much time. So you complain that, okay, I don't have time, but it's about quality. Sometimes you are there, but you are not present. Okay. Sometimes we may say, okay, I stay with them, but most of the time, if we think about it, we are either busy on the phone, we are doing one thing or the other, but we are not present in the moment. All right. So in the Positive Parent Circle, we help you with strategies. Okay, things that you can do. You'll be asking, what will I be doing connecting with my child? What do I do with them? Okay, most parents just think, okay, let them go and watch cartoon, let them go and play, let them go and do this, but we are not taking the time to actually spend time with these children. I made a post today and I was talking about time bound. Okay, we have like 900 and something Saturdays from the time your child is born until they turn 18. And already some of that is gone. Most of it may have been gone depending on the age of your child currently. So you see that you don't have much time. Okay, so how are you making the most of it? It's about connecting. Okay, it's about coming to their level. It's about being there in the moment with them. It's about you understanding what it is they need per time. Okay, and this does not come from a place of being everywhere, being busy, saying you don't have time. You need to understand your child, you need to have emotional intelligence. All right, and that is what I taught in the Yelcom challenge. Okay, if you want to catch the replay of that challenge, you can send me a DM. It's a lot of insights that were shared, helping you understand your triggers, because most times parents are triggered by a lot of things. Most times they cannot really understand what is making them so ruffled, that you are not able to calm down enough to be able to connect with your child. So when your child comes, okay, you just throw tantrums, you shout and all of that. This is not going to help you to connect with your child. All right. So connection, doing things with them, understanding how they love, showing interest in what they do. There are so many things we do in the Positive Parent Circle, where we give you practical tools on how best you can connect with your child, build that relationship. Okay, and when you connect, okay, what does connection do? It's easier for someone to comply when they can understand you. So when you connect with your child, what does that do? It tells your child that, okay, Mommy and daddy understand me, okay? They are there, they are available when I need them, you know. So it's easier for them to listen when you want them to do certain things. So we are just focused on how we want to correct, how we want them to do this and that, but we don't connect. Okay, and that is part of why we even struggle with the things we struggle with, right? And that was what that challenge was all about, yelling less and connecting more. Okay, so that is one key strategy a lot of us don't utilize. If you're struggling and wondering how best or what exactly you can do to connect with your child, then you want to be a part of the community. We have connection tools every day. Okay, and these connection tools are focused on different aspects of parenting. So like this month, okay, is the month of emotional intelligence. We have connection tools that are tailored to emotional intelligence. So you are having fun, you're connecting with your child at the same time. Okay, you are also learning about emotional intelligence. All right, you are getting to know them more, you are bonding, and you are creating memories. All right, that is what connection is all about. Now, the second thing I want to be talking about is communication. Okay, so even as adults in our everyday today life, this is something that you never arrive at. Okay, it's something that you keep improving. So communication skills. So these things I'm teaching you, they are skills, okay? So in the academy, we are all about skills because for us to build the capacity of parents, we understand that there are a lot of skills you need, okay? Whatever challenge you're facing is a lack of skill or a lack of knowledge. Just those two things. When you have the necessary knowledge and you have the necessary skills, you are good to go. So we focus on these two. That is our core because the vision is to redefine what it means to parent in Africa. So we are developing the capacity of parents through skill building, through knowledge building. Okay, so that is what we do in the academy. All right. So this second C I'm going to be talking about is communication skills. So it's something that we still learn. Okay, we never say that we have arrived when it comes to communication, right? So there is an effective communication. There is a way to communicate. There are skills when it comes to communication. And that is one thing we have not utilized, or most parents are underutilizing in their journey. All right. So there are different styles of communication, okay, which we teach in the academy, the Positive Parent Circle. There is the ideal communication. There is the ideal communication, all right, that conveys your message without being aggressive or passive. Okay, there is an ideal way of communication that will you'll be able to communicate your message without being aggressive or passive. All right. So if you can still see me and hear me, let me know in the comment section. I've mentioned two C's so far. So we talk about communication skills. Now, when we look at communication, we are looking at the verbal and the non-verbal aspect of communication. Okay. So there is the verbal, what you actually say, all right. Sometimes there are certain things that are not meant to be said at certain times. So knowing when to say things is a skill in communication. When we look at the non-verbal, okay, the tone of your voice, your body language, facial expressions, and all of that. So most times, all right, we are communicating, or rather we are talking, but we are not communicating. Okay. So we are saying one thing when our body language is saying something else. This is one skill we must learn because for us to be able to effectively pass the message across, so we have a lot we want our children to do. We have a lot of things we want to tell them, okay? And that is fine. But we need to learn the art of communicating, all right? There is an art, okay? We need to be, and Being able to communicate very well requires that you are also emotionally intelligent, because with emotional intelligence, you will learn how to talk, when to talk, okay, what to say. All right. When you talk about empathy, okay, you talk about knowing the right time and the right place, the medium of communication. There are some communication that will require that you write it, some will require that you talk about it, okay, some will require that you leave it till a better time. So I'll give you one practical example. For most parents, when it comes to discipline, okay, they think it's something that you need to do at the time when the child has done something wrong. But that is not the best time, because at that time emotions are running. Okay, so if you have good communication skills, or if you've built your communication, you will understand that at that time what the child needs is for you to, you know, just validate what it is they are feeling. Maybe it could be that you are in the public, you want to tell people that, okay, you discipline your child, you just start ranting, talking, and all of that. At that time, you are not disciplining, because we've talked about discipline in the academy. Discipline is so much more than what we do, okay? Yelling and flogging and all of that. So, if you have good communication skills, you will understand the time and place. And most times, we tend to look at children like, oh, is it not children? Okay. So, I was having a conversation with my daughter today, and we're just looking through at the beginning of the month. By the way, in the community, we look through our values, we look through what it is we are doing, we assess ourselves, okay, on a monthly basis, and say, okay, how can we be better? So she was making suggestions on the way I go about some certain things, and suggesting how it can be done better, you know. So I was just listening, and then we're discussing about it, right? Now, the reason that you need to do all of this, I'm sure you may be wondering, what is this person talking about? This is my child, I need to talk to them anyhow I like, and all of that. It will interest you to know that the times that we live in, it's a lot different. The world is scripting, and they are using different strategies to get children to them, okay? To give them that sense of belonging, even when they don't mean well. So, what are you doing as a parent? This is not a time to prove that you want to punish and all of that. You need to get your children to your side. Like I keep telling parents, that parenting is a sales game. The world is doing a lot, they are scripting in different ways. Okay, you need to get your children on your side if you want to be able to pass whatever message or whatever thing you want to instill in them adequately. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't take away the place of discipline and ensuring that there are certain things that they imbibe before they leave your home, but it's the way you go about it, right? So, one great tool or strategy you must learn and utilize is your communication. A lot of times, the things that you say, the way you say it. So, each time I review my processes, okay, when you do things like journaling, okay, reflecting each day, part of what we do is we ask, okay, what was your high, your low? We talk about emotions. It helps you to, bring awareness into what it is. Most parents, each day you just behave anyhow based on how you feel. You don't review your processes so that you know, how am I doing? Is this thing effective? These are things that we do in the circle, and help to hold you accountable, okay? So that you can know if what you're doing currently is actually giving you the results that you want. All right. So if you keep doing the same thing the same way, and then you're expecting a different result, of course, it doesn't make sense, right? So communication, very important, very key. And we teach a lot of that in the academy, because we also focus on emotional intelligence as well. All right. So I've mentioned 2 C's so far. I've talked about connection, and I've talked about communication. All right. So the third one, if you can still see me and hear me, please let me know. All right. So the third one I'm going to be talking about is collaboration. Okay, so collaboration. So yesterday, the two we had in the positive parent circle, we're talking about teaching our children negotiation skills. All right, teaching them negotiation skills, because skills these are the skills that children actually need, these soft skills, okay, in the present world that we are in. All right, these are the skills that they need to thrive. So we're talking about negotiation, teaching them how to compromise, how to, be able to create a win-win situation. So most times, parents think like how it used to be in the time past, right? When your parent has said, we normally we grew up, with this authoritarian way of parenting. So when your parents say something, it's final. So I mean, you don't have the opportunity to say, oh, can we do this or that? But it's not tenable, all right, in these present times. So collaboration is one strategy you must learn. Okay, like I said before, that parenting is a sales game, right? So collaboration, all right, you must learn to collaborate with your children, and especially when they get to the teenage years. Parenting is in stages. So we have the first 6 years where your focus is on discipline. So discipline is about putting structure, okay, putting structure. And by the way, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, all right, I wrote the book, The Powerful Skills Successful Parents Teach Their Children. In that book, I shared insightful tips, okay, on the skills that you need to be teaching instead of beating your child or yelling, okay, because that is not helping, it's not teaching them. Your greatest win as a parent is for your child to be able to know what they need to do to solve their problems, to lead themselves, to take responsibility when you are not there, to stay back and assess and say, okay, this thing I'm doing, is it worth it? Is it worth my time? Is it meaningful? And all of that. Making choices based on informed decisions. Okay. So these are skills that you're supposed to focus on building. And for you to even build these skills, you must be skilled yourself. Remember, I talked about your problems or your struggles or your challenges is a function of two things. So it's either skills are lacking or knowledge is lacking. Okay. So when we talk about collaboration, when we talk about collaboration, we're talking about you working together. See, your children are not the one against you. You are working together with your child against the world. There is so much that is happening in the world today. We must get our children on our side. We must be armed with necessary knowledge to equip them. Okay? Necessary knowledge to equip them to be able to thrive, okay, to blend in but still to stand out, to be the pressure and not to be pressured. All right. And if you must win when it comes to all of these things I've said, one of the very important skills that most parents do not utilize is collaboration. Okay, it's about you coming together, working together. Even when it comes to your discipline, get them involved. When it comes to your family values and all of that, get them involved. Okay, so that they look at it not something as rules, but something that the family lives by. We call it like a parent in the community was talking about the other day. They had their meeting, they were amending their media constitution, so that was how she put it. Okay, so you look at your family as an entity, okay, as an establishment, all right, where you have your family rules, your constitution, things that you know guides your family. So because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And if you don't start to teach your children these things from home, when they are out there, they don't even know what to stand for. So they can fall for anything. So when this one says this one, they go there. When this person says so, you need to work with them. If you want to talk about discipline, get them involved. Sometimes my child will even say, okay, this is what she did, and this is what she thinks is the consequence. Okay, when you get them involved, let them understand, okay, why are you doing this? All right, why are you doing this? It's no longer about, oh, I said this and so it's final. A lot of us, our children are waiting for Independence Day, for when they will leave, but it doesn't have to be that way. So sometimes allow them to make their contributions, talk about it, say, okay, this is what we need to do, but it doesn't take away your place as the authority. Okay, so all of this will make more sense when you join the community. You may just be hearing this, but parenting is so much more than just tips and hacks. Okay, so I've shared these 3 C's with you. I've talked about connection, I've talked about communication, and I've talked about collaboration. All right, so most of these things will not make so much meaning if you are not in a system where you are continually hearing something in a structured form. So it's not about just getting information here and there and you just use it, and then for a short term and it's over. But you need to be in a structure, in a system that addresses your needs little by little in a structured and organized way, meeting your peculiar problems based on your family dynamics, because every parent's journey is different, because you have different children at different ages with different temperaments and different things that make them unique. Okay, and then you talk about your own family dynamics, probably where you reside, your job, and all of that. So no two parenting journeys can ever be the same, but you need to be in a system where experts can help you tailor your own, you know, schedule to what is best for you, giving you the necessary knowledge for you to thrive in your journey. All right. So if you want to be a part of the community, you can send a DM and I will give you details. Like I said, registration is ongoing. Okay. The next cohort opens up in November. There's a cohort that is currently going on. The Yelcom challenge is one challenge you want to be a part of. Yes, the challenge is over, but you can catch the replays of the modules. Okay. In that challenge, we talked about the yelling, the impact it has, what you can do. So most times, parents will say, okay, if I'm not shouting, what can I do in place of it? Now, the root cause is understanding those triggers. Okay, so if you can understand what is your trigger for yelling and address it, a lot of times it reduces the yelling and it helps you to connect more. We also give you strategies on what you can do in place of yelling, what you can do, you know, to build your emotional intelligence, because most times it's a lack of emotional intelligence, really. So you get to that point where you're thinking, "Oh, is this thing possible?" Yes, it is. Okay? Yes, it is. It's a journey. It's a journey and you can get there. All right? Yelling has a lot of damage and negative effects on your child's development, which you will learn more about in that challenge. All right, so I hope that you found this insightful. If you did, let me hear you in the comment section. If you're catching this on the replay, please share this link. Kindly share it to every parent you know. You never know who you may be helping, who needs to hear this, right? If you want to be a part of the community, send me a DM and I'll get back to you. All right. So thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in the next Thursday live. Okay? All right. Bye. Thank you for joining Ruki Abdullahi. Thank you, Chidima Chukwu and Amaka Vetu Nathaniel. Have an amazing night rest and bye for now.